Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the KERMACO live stream on Twitch. Again, we usually will have these on Twitch live Friday, every other Friday night, and the recording will be on YouTube afterwards, so you can watch it after the fact if you are not watching it live. And please remember to like, subscribe. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, it makes a difference and you will get notified when I have new videos. And also, if you have questions about ZBrush or just about my workflow, you can always tune in live and ask me in person. Or you can leave your question in the comments, and if I see it, I'll answer it for you. Okay? All right, with that, let's go ahead and get started. Last time we worked on this sword, and I've done a few changes to it. And here it is in redshift mode, and I kind of did a sword in the stone composition for it. But I'm not going to really be working on that today. And I don't know if I'm going to be working on the sword. I think it's time to get on to some of the other things in this stream, which are the knight and the dragon. So let me see if I can find those. Well, first off, I'm just going to turn everything on for a while. It's going to be a mess, but that's okay. I think that's all the swords, and then let's turn all this stuff off. Okay, so there is everything, and I don't know if, let's see, the helmet and hidden. So all these things I don't want to see. I don't know where the dragon is. It's probably in another tool, which is fine. And all right, so let me go ahead and start removing some of the stuff. And also I'm going to change my material here to the basic material. And let's see what's going on with the light. I'm going to turn this off. I've got an HDR light going, so I'm going to turn that off as well. So if you could bear with me for a couple of minutes here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What I meant to do was going into light. And yeah, it's just one light. Intensity is too much. Let's go to 0.85. And also background, let's turn off this HDR. Okay, so that kind of brings us more along the lines of what we want to see, but there is still stuff I need to hide here. Okay, so this is the knight actually over here, and a sword coming out of his pants. Let's turn those off. And I think that's pretty much it. Now I have a different material for this guy, and I don't know if it's here. It's not, and that's okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just to make life easier for myself, I'm going to go ahead and set all the colors to just a white color like this. So the fastest way to do that is to go into Subtool Master. And let's see, where are you? And do a fill, color and material, and click OK, and that will fill everything with just the flat color and white, which basically means that I can assign any other material to it. Okay, so that's done, and I'm going to switch back to basic material here, and this is what the knight looks like so far. And I'm going to see if I'm going to do some work on here. And also I think the dragon is in here as well, and that's over here, so I might do some work on the dragon, or I might do some work on the knight. I have not decided yet. I think I'm going to do some work on the dragon. Demon standard, okay, and just keep working on this head. And you might be hearing some fireworks because it's 4th of July. And so if you do hear some pips and pops outside coming in, then that's just basically the fireworks. All right. And with that, I'm going to put some music on and just work. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. Doesn't seem like there's anybody watching now, but sometimes people come in later on. And also, sometimes people, tune in on to this via YouTube, so not too worried here for now. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Getting the eye to work here. Change the material a little bit. Trying to stay away from tertiary shapes. Also, I could probably hide some of the stuff that I don't really need to see right now. Like the tail and the leg. And the arm. Top right here. trying out the mouth there just to make sure that when it closes, it has a viable close. And again, I'm not just drawing something out. I'm actually designing how this dragon would work, which is kind of, again, a departure from two-dimensional concept design, in which case, you know, it could be an inspirational image or an image that looks good, but if it is going to be used in a game or in a movie, that has to articulate and it has to look good in certain scenarios. So basically, that's why I need to make sure some of the mechanics are working correctly. Hey Aduram, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining the stream. Is this your first time here? Let me turn down the audio on my headphones. You can communicate with me via the chat if you want to, but yeah. So we're working on the dragon today, getting it into at least trying to get the secondary forms on the head finished for this stream. Zeroing. Oh, thank you. That's great. And it's okay if you don't understand the language really well, or you're welcome to ask questions if you have them. And yeah. But thanks for joining me live. All right. So let me. Here I'm trying to re-topologize based on some of the new characteristics I've added. And I'm trying to get this to some sort of a good, manageable base. And then I can build up from that. I think this is good. Maybe one more. Let's try one more. Probably can go one more, but I'll see. Yeah, I think, see here. I think this might work, so let's just divide it a few times. And I'm gonna give it, let's see, what's the poly count on this one? 1.3 million, 1.18. Okay, that's good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to project this one onto this one, just so I get some of the details I did. So here, I could have done this with project history, but I think I'm just going to do it separately here. Let's see. Okay, that worked, I think, for the most part. So some weirdness around the mouth, but I think for the most part, I think I'm good with it. All right, I don't need this previous one. And let's go back to viewing everything. Again, I'm trying to stay away from getting into the tertiary form details, and it's hard to do that, especially with a dragon. You want to get into the scales, you want to get into all the fun stuff, but you have to fight it, and a good way to fight it is just move on to another area and don't just stay in the same area and try and polish it. So you got pretty lumpy. So trying to fix it. If I like what's going on here. There, looks better. And working on this kind of aesthetic, I'm going for more of a kind of a Anglican, or kind of a dragon that's more like, you know, St. George and the Dragon kind of dragon. But it's more aimed towards a show like House of Dragons, or Game of Thrones, something like that. Trying to keep it away from looking more like a dinosaur. Trying to go for something more original with this kind of head part over here. So now I'm going to test out the whole head rotation by just masking the area that I think is going to move, blurring the mask, inverting it, and then just putting the gizmo around where the head neck rotation would be, probably around here somewhere. And the head is, or the teeth and eyes are going to stay, but the rest of the head, I just want to see. Let me solo it out. Yeah, it has the range. I think that's good. All right. I feel better about this headpiece when I know it's working. Look at it here. I think I stretched the polygons a bit too much. So equalizing them. So the skull would be right here, right? And then this back part is all kind of a bone or like some protection thing. So this part is kind of bony and hard, and then underneath is a bit softer. One of the things I wanted to try is see if I can move these out a little bit more. Trying to figure out the flow in that area over there. Maybe giving it some sort of gill here might be an interesting experiment. Let's try that. Kind of liking the design language of that, even though that's not how I started it, but I might be able to do something with that. I'm looking at exaggerating it even more. This is one of the fun things of, again, designing in 3D, is you can take things in a completely different direction, and you get an immediate response. Trying to see if it looks better flared out or back. Kind of liking this design choice, and I think I'm going to pursue it further. All right, I want to let it autosave so I don't lose any of my work. Wonder if I even go further. I'm masking these parts that I don't really want to mess with. Again, I'm just trying different things here, and I don't want to do a dragon like the ones that are out there. I kind of want to do something original. So here I'm experimenting with, what if it had like bigger gills? Would that create a more interesting creature? I think it does. Probably would need to retopologize, and it might be a good idea to have this be separate as well, but for now it's working. Really messed up the topology over here, but easily fixed. Lower subdivision levels, and yeah. All right, so now I'm really liking this, but somehow it's clashing with the headpiece. So maybe I can think that too. Wonder if I can eliminate it, if that would be better. I think that works. All right, I like the way it looks in the top, but what I don't like is what's happening on the inside. So here I'm going to go down to subdivision levels and see if I can reshape this inside part a bit. It's looking better. I'm having to add bulk in the back to support my decision, which means I might have to move these pieces out of it. Yeah, I kind of have to rethink some of this armor. loving the head. I just think it would be better if it had a gnarlier mouth. I think now the mouth is too small for the bulk of everything else. So I'm going to try and do something here. I'm going to try and make everything else smaller. See if that balances out better. Okay, that works much better. Now, of course, that unvalidates all this armor. What I'm going to do with this armor is I'm just going to hide it for now. Do I have it all in a group? Please tell me I do. Yep. Okay, good. I think I'll revisit that. I probably have to completely retopo this too, which is fine. Oh, I hear the fireworks. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, 8:30, but when it starts getting dark. I don't get the allure of fireworks. I mean, you know, some of the ones that are shot up in the air look neat, I guess. But I don't get the whole fascination with them. The good news is that this is looking super aerodynamic. Again, trying to stay away from doing the tertiary details. It just has to work in secondary form. And I think for the most part it is working okay. Trying to figure out another design choice over here. Turn topological on. Oops. All right, so now I'm kind of thinking that this gill bit is really cool, but I think it's too much in the front. So I'm going to try something here. Try and detach it. By just extracting it out. As its own thing. All right, let's get rid of this part. That's good. Delete hidden. I'm just going to Dynamesh this thing so it's closed up. And again, I don't really need much resolution. I just need it to be somewhat okay. All right, and then go here. And Oh yeah, fireworks are full on going outside. Yeah, that looks much better. Yeah, I'm really liking how this is turning out. Okay, so this one I can just zero mesh now. Actually, let me just keep it as die mesh for now. Yeah. So in my workflow, I spend a lot of time in the beginning with this kind of action just to get that shape to work. And, I use all sorts of techniques. I mean, I retopoed the head, but I'm just staying in Dynamesh for this gill. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I haven't really done research on gills, so I will do more of that before I try to rework this. But I think just moving it back made a big difference. I have to rewatch this stream afterwards to see what of the sound of the fireworks is coming through. these would be the kind of the tubes that the gas for the fire would come from. All right. Yeah, you can see how all the changes that I made has really messed up the topology here, but again, not a problem. I can completely retopologize it, and then let's see if I can do this. Without having to duplicate it, but I don't think so. Reproject, details, no, okay, it doesn't have it. All right, not a big deal, easy to fix. Right, just gonna duplicate that, go to another view, turn these two on. Okay, I'm not kind of clear on what's going on here. Okay. All right, so I just have these two visible. And the bottom one is the one I'm going to, let's take this down to the lowest subdivision level and zero mesh it. Same. Okay, that's better. And then let's project. No. Go up one subdivision level. Project. There needs to be an always no button there on this. Right, how many polygons? 1.3. No. All right, so now I've got better topology. You can see the difference between the two. If I put it on solo, you can see how it's stretchy over here and the polygons are not even, but in the retopoed version, everything is good. So I don't need that old one. I can get rid of it. And this is the one that's going to be our new one. I'm just checking to see if there's any anomalies. It seemed like everything transferred okay. All right. I think my cat is perplexed by all the firework sounds. fireworks are going full. Crazy. I think they crescendo it at 9 o'clock. They ended at 9. So all the grand finales and all the kind of the showcase stuff is happening now. Thing is, in LA, I have like the perfect place to watch the fireworks from. I know like the most amazing place. And you can see them all over the city. But I'd rather be ZBrushing, that's for sure. For next time, I think I'm going to collect up some eel reference, because its head is looking more like an eel, and kind of would like to know where different landmarks are on an eel. I think it would make sense for this. I think I'm battling the same thing over and over again on this, so I think this is a good place for me to stop working on the dragon. And let's see, I still have some time on the stream, so I'm okay with that. But I might switch over to the night and see if I can do some work there. All right, I think this is good enough for the dragon. I think the head is pretty much secondary. I mean, I achieved my objective of getting the secondary forms to work. It's just a matter of figuring out how this kind of gill business is going to work. And I think if I look at some eel references and maybe some fish references, I think it might make more sense. And I am going to leave this separate for now. And yeah, so the big kind of reveal for this stream is kind of this gill pattern that I came up with that I really, really like. All right, I think this is going to be a good stopping point for the dragon. I'm going to switch over to the guy. Let's see if there's anything I can do here. I think something about these I wasn't happy about last time, so I'm trying to see if I can thought these had a subdivision history, but let's see. Geometry. Okay, unable to do it. What did I want to do with these? I think what I wanted to do is lift up the bottom part. Okay, so they've got a lip too. I'm going to get rid of the lip first of all. Yeah, this thing can go. I'll redo it. So that's under subtool and delete. And since this does not have subdivision though, I can levels, I can just mess with it. Let's get symmetry going. Dynameshed it, and I'll just zero mesh it. I'm going to let this save. this point, I'm not really interested in the topology of it. I just need to get a shape I'm happy with. Oh, that didn't work well. That didn't either. That's okay. This thing has a little bit of thickness. Just inflating it up a bit so I can dynamesh it and not get those holes, but I'm getting them in the back. All right. Kind of would prefer these if they were just one-sided and have the back. All right, I'm going to try and do this where I polygroup it. Polygroup by group front. Okay, so that basically created two groups, and delete hidden, double. All right, that just basically gave me the one-sidedness of it. Again, I'm not really worried about the topology just now. I'm just worried about getting it in the shape that I want. All right, I'm going to zero mesh this same. And let's give it some loops. That's weird. I didn't know there was holes inside of it. That's not bad. Okay, let's do it again. Right, zero meshing it. I get into a mode. Why is there back now all of a sudden? If I start working too fast, that's because I forget I'm streaming and just go to my normal speed. Right, I think I'm going to use the knife curve to chop off the top of this. Come on. Right, let's use the trim curve, but that's going to add an inside, but it's okay because it's polygrouped and I can get rid of it. Okay, let's delete all the hidden parts, and I'm going to just close these holes using the Z-modeler. I don't know what just happened on the other side, but that's fine. Oops. Right, so let's just make everything one polygroup here, and I just want to save this side, delete the other one, and just mirror this over, mirror and weld, and zero mesh it again. All right, good, good, good. Just make sure we're starting from a similar build. Okay. Let's reduce the topology a bit. We don't need that much. Back to ZModeler. Delete a single poly. This one's gone. This is okay so far. I like the topology of it. I like the look of it. I think this is a winner, except I'm going to do a couple other things here. Make sure it's protected from the front. Now let's work on the side. All right, let's give this thing some thickness. It's a good amount. Let's add some segments, one in the middle, apply, and then let's do a smooth PG, or smooth by polygroups, polish by groups, sorry. And that's not what I wanted. I think this is kind of along the lines of what I want. All right, while I'm at it, I might as well do the buckles on the back. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the person underneath. Right, and I'm going to, I think I can do it on a multi-level. Can I extract floor plus? Yeah, I can. Okay, good. Right, and then let's, this is just an experiment. I don't need it. Why is this under the hair? All right, I don't need this piece. Let's get back to the dude. Okay, transparent and ghost on. So the guy is on the inside, and I'm doing this because I want to create the bands that will hold this together. So I guess I could hide the chainmail. think I selected it. Is that it? Yes. Okay, I'm going to hide it. Go back to the body. All right. Actually, I don't need ghost mode. So I want one that will go. Oops. Make sure I've got the right brush selected. Okay. I want one to go this way. So he's got 3 kind of straps. I'm going to have these go all the way around just because it's easier to work with them if they are. Right, let's extract these out. There they are. And let's zero mesh them at half just because I don't really need that much resolution to start with. Okay, there they are. Let's give them some thickness. All right. Yep, that's good. Okay, let's bring the chainmail back. We're doing on time. We're doing great. Now this would be outside of the chainmail. Right, I'm going to do the same thing to this top part for these guys, and also for this piece as well. Right, so let's see. This chainmail. All right, so we want one to go this way, another one here. Let's just do 3. And same thing as the legs, what I'm going to do here is, first of all, I don't need them masked anymore. Whoa. I just want these to go around. And the reason why I do that is because I can always remove things, but if it's going all the way around, then I know that removing is easier than adding, is I guess what I'm trying to say. All right. Alright, let's see. These look on the inside. They look good. I'm just noticing that these guys over here are also going a bit too far. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I don't think I'm going to have to redo these guys, but 6 subdivision levels. Let's take it all the way down to 1. Just need to give him enough room to move his wrists. Whoa, what happened there? That was weird. Okay, I'm going to delete on the higher subdivision levels. I'm going to, not worry about having to redo this. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to zero mesh it at half. I'm listening to music that's sampling some funny stuff, so if I am laughing every once in a while, it's because they're saying something funny. All right. Back to here. Let's make sure these straps are okay. And let's get them, extrude them out. Oops. All right, here we go. Let's give these guys some thickness, something like that. Okay. I'm going to give this guy some thickness too. There we go. All right, we got the straps for that. We got the straps for the greaves as well. I think this would be a good place to stop. But I'm going to try and see if that material is still here, and I don't think it is. No, let me go get it. Need this materials, and I think it's part of these guys. I think it's this one, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it? Looks good with this one too, but I think it's this one. Kind of like this classic bronze, makes it look like a statue. I'll keep that for now. All right, I think I'm going to do a quick render here. Right, I think I'm liking how this guy is looking more or less. I'm just going to do a render, and then I think I'm going to call it a night. So let's see, is there anybody still on? Nope. Okay, so with that, I want to, I guess, not wish anybody anything because nobody's watching. But what I will do is end this here. And for those of you that are watching this after the fact on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe. And I'll be picking this back up in a couple of Fridays. So next Friday, I switch back to my ZBrush Live stream. So you can catch me on ZBrush Live, and then I'll be on Twitch again the Friday after. Again, you can always watch these after the fact on YouTube at my channel. And I guess I should say what that is real quick. So the best thing to do is go to Instagram, and you can follow me here. So, you know, click on a follow, and this is where I post all of my new stuff. So this is where I posted my last episode, and make these smaller, and you can see my artwork here. But more importantly than any of this, if you want to go to my YouTube channel or any of my socials, it's all here with the link tree that I clicked on Instagram. So link tree is over here, right? And then that gives you all these links, which links you to my Gnomon workshops, to my portfolio, and to my Gumroad, where you can download my primitives kit for free. And if you want to give me a tip and get some extra goodies, you can buy this one. And I do have two very pro primitives kit bash kits, cylindrical ones and rings and loops, and I'm working on my third one, which I'll be publishing soon, hopefully next week, if I can get a block of time where I can finish it. And if you like my UI colors for ZBrush, you can download those for free as well. All right, so with that, again, remember to like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Instagram. And thanks for watching this on YouTube, I guess, and happy ZBrushing. All right, bye-bye.